1999, I think.
Hello, y'all. We've got my partner,
And it's
OGL. He's looking up some context on this song, which doesn't have a lot of context, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, we have a subscriber, and Ed Gear. It took me a while to get that Edgar. Ed Gear. Edgar. He has requested this song. We wanted to do it. He said this is the Stone Temple Pilots song that no one seems to know about. And, well, it seems like he's right because I can't find many, other than the lyrics. It even took me a while to find the song in general. I couldn't just type it in. So, I like STP. Scott Weiland was the man. Rest in peace, Rocket Paradise. And also like Velvet Revolver. So, of course, Slash was in that band with him. And we have no context for the song. So
it's from the album number 4 from 1999. And it is apparently about Scott's first wife. Or it could also be seen as being about drug addiction. So that's pretty much all I've been able to find on it. So it's kind of enigmatic.
All right, let me we'll be back. I'm gonna get him to send me the lyrics. Okay, we got lyrics. So she lives in a bungalow. She kills me with rose garden thorns. She waits for me. My love is unusual. It's painted with roses and thorns. With her, I'm complete. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. Visions of Mexico seduce me. It goes to my head so carefully. Memories of candles and incense. And all these things, remember these. Yeah, all of these things, remember these. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. I mean, sorry to laugh, but she comforts me when the candles blow out. The cake has grown mold. It's a cool line. But the memories are sweet. The laughter's all gone. But all the memories are mine. The Mexican princess is out of my life. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks to the sun. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. Lord have mercy. And that's just it. Just like 5 more times that repeats itself. So I don't really know what to say about that. It's a lot of repeating itself. But it may be in a profound way. So
yeah, see what they do with the music underneath it.
Go check it out. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
She lives in a bungalow. She kills me with rose garden thorns. She waits for me. My love is unusual. It's painted with roses and thorns. With her I'm complete. By the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. Visions of Mexico seduce me, it goes to my head so carefully. Memories of candles and incense and all of these things, remember these. She lives by
What do you think of Jill?
It's actually pretty fascinating. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I really like Scott's voice in this. Scott is one of those guys. I think the first Stone Temple Pilot song I ever heard was "Sex Type Thing," and he was using a lot of his lower register and a lot of grit and a lot of aggression. And I thought it was a cool sound. But hearing him sing this, his clean is it's got a really nice sound. Um, it is the kind of sound that you feel. It sort of draws you in. Um, I like the acoustic guitar. The vocal melody really does sound like my favorite things.
Yeah,
Raindrops on road. Yeah, I
yeah.
thought that was I don't know if it was an intentional homage or just something that popped in there, but it sounds nice. It sounded like there was maybe a bit of orchestral accompaniment coming in there. I know that Scott has referenced the Doors as an influence. This does sort of sound like something the Doors would do if Jim Morrison could actually sing.
Yeah. Well, when you got the reference to the wall and the door, lives by the wall and waits by the door.
The Door.
That seems like a paranoia kind of like that would go along with the attic part of what was that genius or what was he reading there that told you there's two possible meanings?
It might have been genius. I don't think it was.
But
Think it was
it wasn't something that comes from Scott. Okay.
no.
I do see a lot of candles is of course the needle and the spoon, heroin, and visions of Mexico seduce me. That part I'm not sure about. And all of these things, remember these. It's painted with roses and thorns, which could be the rosy feeling you get from poking yourself with the needle, the thorn. I'm going out on a limb here because it's not very. It's very subjective, or
Right.
up to you to interpret, I guess. She
Maybe
lives in a
intentionally
bungalow.
vague.
She kills me with rose garden thorns. She could be the drug.
Hmm.
Visions of Mexico. I don't know if heroin goes from Mexico, but and goes to my head so carefully, and that's the head buzz. The memories of candles and incense. But you wouldn't. That's not a drug that stinks. You wouldn't try to. I'm not sure. I'm really struggling with the meaning here, and the there has to be a reason for repeating. She lives by the wall and waits by the door, and she walks in the sun to me so many times. She walks in the sun to me.
So
I don't
this
know.
the other option for this was saying it was about Scott's first wife, who apparently was Hispanic. So when he says she lives by the wall and waits by the door, maybe that is sort of him expressing his fear that she'll leave for whatever reason, and then saying, "Okay, she walks in the sun to me." That is the relief when she comes back or when she comes to him. Um, but again, like whenever you have those kind of references, like that could also be about his fear of being without the drug or whatever. It's like you said, it feels a bit vague. Like some one metaphor works better with some words, and the other works better with others. I mean,
Well, those lyrics could be either one. I've actually,
yeah.
you know, I don't know about the door, but I've waited by the window,
Hmm.
looking at every headlight when a girl I was arguing with was gone, waiting for her to come home. And I've waited by the door, waiting on whoever to bring me dope. So
Right.
I can apply both of those to
Hmm.
memories I have, memories of all
Hmm.
these, which is that's a line too. Um, yeah, I mean that's the best I've got. I do like the way he is not using so much grunge and nasality. He's opened up his voice a little,
Hmm.
and he's using a higher register, as you said. It's nice. I like the sound, and those are guitars, not a guitar. There's at least two acoustics there. And I think when you're talking about the of the orchestra kind of sound coming out. I think he's doubling his voice at that point, and that just started happening. I think. I'm not positive.
Okay, it sounded like there might have been some strings coming in, but um, you're definitely right. There's nothing grungy about the song at all,
No.
and his voice is just very pleasant.
As I don't have any problem with the term grunge, it definitely was a label, and there was definitely more bands in that moment and that were not grunge than when they called it grunge.
Right.
I don't think Alice in Chains has ever been grunge. Alice in Chains has always been a rock and roll band, 100%. Which they didn't mind the term either, but keep in mind that the musicians didn't make that term. That term was gave to them.
It's a journalist label or media thing.
Basically, they were wearing grungy clothes, is what it meant. Yeah. That's really all it meant, is see it and dress pretty and wear makeup. Even though Maynard was wearing bras in the early 90s, but hey.
Maynard wasn't wearing a zebra print spandex pants, though. So.
No. I think that was kind of his message was, you guys were not touch with your intuitive side. You were just wearing women's clothes. So anyway, this is a really bad time to be talking about that, but I mean, I don't get into all that politics of the matter. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really nice song, no matter what he's singing about.
Yeah.
The rest of the song was pretty much those chords over and over again, but we'll go back a little bit.
And waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She comforts me when the candles burn out. The cake is grown, but the memories are sweet. The laughter's all gone, but the memories are mine. The Mexican princess is out of my life.
I like that.
She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits at the door. She walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits at the door. She walks in the sun to me. She walks in the sun
Yeah. Ooh. Morocco. Or
Marcus, yeah.
which is synonymous with, you know, um, Latino music.
Yep, 100%.
There definitely were strings, and that's why I was trying. He knew what I was.
But we were
A
both
violin or
right.
a
There were
cello,
strings. Yeah, but they also did double his voice, so we were both right.
and all of those stanzas that repeat themselves. He didn't sing not one of them the same way.
Yeah.
Every one was different in its own way.
And
Sometimes
the
he would,
music was evolving underneath it as well.
yes. Sometimes he would hit the two in the high note, or the what's it, or the door, or wait a minute. To me, anyway, he would hit the high note on. He would alternate them. Maybe not even alternate them, but it was different. Every stanza was different, so that looks very boring on paper or on my fucking poem, whatever I'm calling it. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the song, and to get it out there, more people would definitely need to hear this. Now,
Really nice.
real quick, I can also, as being well, a former hard drug addict. I mean, I'm still on legal drugs and addicted to them, so I'm not a hypocrite, but I can apply both to a girl, a relationship for you girls that may be watching, and to a drug. So the candle blows out. So in other words, there's no more dope being shot, because if the candle ain't, OGL's never done drugs. So I'm not trying to tell people how to do them, but essentially you melt the drugs in the spoon, put cotton or whatever on it, put the needle down, draw it up, use the cotton as a like cigarette butt as a filter, and shoot it. So you have to have some type of flame to melt it in the spoon. Like Leonard Skinner's song, "Don't mess with the needle and the spoon, or a trip to the moon, Lord take me away." Shinedown starts with, "I've got a candle and I've got a spoon." Like, I don't know if you've heard that song,
Don't think so. That's yet.
but you understand the reference now.
Yes.
And so when the candles blow out, the cake has grown mold. So that could either mean, like the wedding cake has, who cares anymore? Even if the damn power goes out, it ruins the refrigerator. In other words, it's just a reference to it. It's meaningless now. Or when you're doing dope, you're not hungry, and food would sit there and mold on the table because you don't want to eat it. You're not even paying attention to it. I've been on binges where I find shit in the microwave that's been sitting there forever that I wanted to eat, but after I started doing dope, I wasn't hungry. So, and dope can mean heroin or meth. There's lots of dope that makes you not want to eat. Marijuana makes you want to eat. So, yeah, it's poetic in the way he does it. Because it can mean either, because both would have memories that are sweet, and the laughter's all gone. So you're not high anymore, you're coming down, or you're not in the relationship anymore, so there's no more laughing. But the memories are mine. So, although I would definitely do my life different, I have good memories from doing drugs with people. I have some really profound conversations I can remember, and so the memories are mine. And there are people that are not here anymore because of drugs that I have good memories with on drugs. So I don't know how you look at that. But, and she walks in the sun to me. She lives by the wall and waits by the door. That could be so subjective in many ways. She walks in the sun to me, could be on the beach. I didn't think about that.
Yep.
But then she's by the wall at the door, so I don't know. So, yeah, I enjoyed it though.
Regardless, the song definitely feels sad. I definitely liked some of the, like how the orchestral bit built towards the end. Also, like his Scott's upper range, like when he got higher,
Yeah.
there were some similarities there to Lane. Like as far as it sounded, it sort of had that nasal twang to it. It wasn't quite as much grit or as much power, but sonically there were similarities to it.
Well, he gets underrated a lot because of Chris, Lane, and Kurt. They get all the, and I'm a big Lane fanboy, so I say, I'm not trying to say Scott sings better. I'm saying Scott should be in the conversation, and he never hardly is. And he fronted 2 bands. I mean, Lane, so did Chris. Never mind. Kurt's the only one that blowed out before the rest of them. Sorry, that was a terrible reference. But, I think Kurt gets too much credit.
Agreed.
And Lane gets too demonized. And I don't know, Chris is on the fence because I think Chris didn't make any upbeat songs. Now, I know there's a few, but not a lot. Most of them were really sad melodic songs, which he was one of the best at making.
Upbeat song I can think of Chris doing, and I'm not.
Why Scott should be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Running down the singers.
Yeah. But no, Scott, I agree. Scott's super underrated. And again, he started built a Revolver with Slash. So he's like at that point in time, Scott probably sounded a lot better than Axl did even then. But yeah, super underrated dude. Gone far too soon. Love this song actually. I'm gonna have to track this album down now, and I definitely agree. This more people need to hear it. It's a side of the band I wouldn't have expected. Like I remember they've done slower stuff like Creep from Core, which I liked. But yeah, this is another level of arrangement and vocal skill. So yeah, 2 thumbs up. Rest EP.
And if you want, Ed Gear here has a channel. It's going to be in the description below. He's an up-and-coming creator, and he's a musician himself. And if you'll stick around after this, we'll let the song play. You can enjoy it, and the link to it will also be below. So, mental health is real, and we lost a lot of these singers here in the. Everyone was happy on drugs in the 80s, and that's why the 90s were so grungy and down and depressed, because these were the kids of those people or who probably lost a lot of their parents to overdose. And we know Lane's dad enabled him, and there's just so many stories of tragedy and that don't end well. Chris got clean for all them years, and then and was helping Chester, and then it's a deep dark rabbit hole, but it was necessary for rock to evolve and not be either too down or too flamboyant.
Need the balance.
Yeah. There are a few bands that made it through there and have kept going to this day. Pearl Jam, Tool,
and Need the Rain Cloud.
Korn. Jonathan Davis was terribly addicted to snow, and has become better. And he's very anxious. What the hell is I'm drawing a blank. He has episodes. Jonathan Davis. I know a little bit about Korn. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a tragic time, and some of them made it through and some didn't. And just like to pay homage to the artists that didn't. Andrew Wood kind of was the first to go out in that scene in that way. And yeah, much love. Mental health is real. Check out Ed Gear coming up.
And real quick, for those that haven't heard Andrew Wood and Mother Love Bone, that's the first reaction ever done on this channel.
It is. It's terrible quality.
And they're a good band.
It's the first reaction ever done.
Music, see how far we've come. So thank you guys very much.
I read to them twice. I did Chloe Dancer and Shangri-La. So. But Chloe Dancer was the very first reaction on this channel. All right. Much love. Peace out.
Thank y'all so much.
All right. So here is Ed Gear, Out of Time, for your listening pleasure. There's his channel link right there. The lyrics to this song are in the description. So check it out. Go to Ed's channel if you like what you see. Like and subscribe. And yeah. We'll check out and let you check this out.
See what Ed's got.
So,
They say it happens every time, and now it seems we crossed the line. Founded by our own designs, and how could we be so blind? Following another's blues, marked by the same old news, running out of endless clues. How could it be so wrong, the right to choose? Will we ever know what it could have been like? The days would glow, now it's never-ending night. The time has come to summon up our might. The cards are drawn, now black is white, and we waste away another day, running out of things to say. I always find that I lost my mind, no matter time. Why are we so blind? Then we find that we're out of time. Stumbling again, I fall. Emptiness with no resolve. Miseries that can't be solved. Troubled times for us all. Pushing hard against the flow. Telling time we'll never know. Missing cause, the afterglow. Hidden forces still unknown. And we waste away another day, running out of things to say. I always find that I lost my mind, no matter time. Why are we so blind? And then we find that we're out of time. Running backwards, falling faster, never to be found. Racing shadows, tracing patterns, never reaching ground. fine, and we're out of time.